So as we all know that students are developing a strong connection with their mobile phones nowadays, and which is leading to a massive loss in their concentration and the time spent in studies. We usually, parents and teachers both, we are actually facing this problem in combating the distraction of students. So I can say like anything which is available, accessible, and new and fast and related to the information and technology, everyone gets attracted to that. Not only the students but everyone. So when how does these children actually get uh, access to all these things? Is like generally they see parents, family members, everybody in the surroundings that they are using the cell phones. This, by this seeing this natural phenomenon, they just adapt these things, which leads to the inclination towards these technologies like mobile phone or gadgets and all these things. So I can say that with this advanced technology, the growing use of the mobile phones and other gadgets, they are all considerably harming these younger generations. So if we are using the mobile phone, generally, why do we use the mobile phone? Students also, or children, whoever, as a parent, why do they use the mobile phone? Can anyone interact with me or can drop it in chat box? Like, why do they attract in these mobile phones? Any answers? Like anyone? Can you drop the? Yes, the schools are also making it compulsory. Okay, easy of use. Yes. Why do the students get attracted towards the mobile phone? It's my answer. Is it audible? Right. They want to chat and they want to stay connected to the near and dear ones. Thank you, Masrat, for your answer. Yes, exactly. And they listen to music, they play mobile games, then they follow the social media, they want to check posts. All these things are there. They chat and call their friends, everything. So, in short, I can say that excessive use of these mobile phones is becoming nowadays, lot. Exactly. Animation, attractive, all these things, games, all these things. So, what is happening is it's an endless, we can say, endless entertainment to the children. Of course, we have cartoon also, which are very much, yeah, this is another topic for that, about the cartoon, which students are getting addictive to it. So I can say here that students actually getting love towards those entertainments, love towards the, I mean to say the mobiles. They love those things without knowing the side effects and how it's actually causing. As they find it's an endless entertainment tool. Of course, it is handy to carry, trying to, hide it. Everything is there. I understand. But still, they love. Why does they love actually? Why does they love this thing? Because it improves their mood. They want to be happy because of, that happiness hormones are releases like endorphin, dopamine, serotonin, like that melatonin. These hormones they release and they give happiness to the child or whoever. So when they post on the social media, when they get the like, they get encouraged, they get motivated for themselves, and they feel like they have won some battle, because we don't generally appreciate our children in and around every time. We often say them, don't use, don't use, don't use. Of course, they want to avoid the people also, they want to avoid the gathering also. And reality, they want to run from the reality of home. Okay, they want to avoid some circumstances. So because of these things, students, they are more attractive, they are more engaging themselves. They feel like when they play games, they are very much happy. They are very safe side. A lot of things are there. It's an unless an entertainment, I can say. And one thing I want to add here is, some people usually say that when children are playing games, it's like, they improve their strategic thinking also. And they boost their memory. Even they boost their memory, then also that spatial awareness also increases, problem solving skills also increases. But here the point here is, it is not only about the so can you change the slides? it's it's fifth slide now. Can you go up before one, before slide, where we have some questions? Yes. So we all feel actually the games are entertaining tool and all these mobiles and all. Now my question here is, you can see the question here, like, is your child struggling, or you yourself as a student struggling in studying, sleeping, or concentrating, or being staying focused and all? If yes, kindly answer my question in the chat box. And I'm waiting for the viewers to have a live chat also, no problem. Like, can you drop your answers, whether your child or yourself or your students are suffering with these? Of course, the point here is, yes, many students, they are struggling in studies. They are not able to sleep. They are unable to concentrate. Yes, they are unable to stay focused on the task. They are unable to pay the attention. Why are these things happening? Because there are a lot of harmful effects we are seeing. Why are everyone is saying around, this is the harmful effect, that is the negative effect, it is going to harm your brain, cognitive ability, you get mental laziness, you get problems in sleeping, even you get problems with social and emotional skills. Of course, we all hear this. It is because, the psychological and, biochemical basis of the adverse effects of EMR, that is the electromagnetic radiations. It is warning us. It is actually affecting our brain. Though we feel like, हाँ हम गेम खेलेंगे तो हमको बहुत खुशी होगी, and we like to play the game. Students also, I'm telling this to student. आपको जब मोबाइल यूज करते हैं तो you feel very happy by playing games, by chatting around in the social media apps, by posting one photo and something, you get likes, you move around those apps, you feel happy. It's for time being. But actually, the mobile radiations are affecting everyone, not only students, I'm saying, even your parents' children. It is affecting your brain. It is actually disturbing your sleep. You are unable to sleep. You get neck pain, back pain, and you decrease in your social skills. आप दूसरों से बात करना नहीं पसंद करते, but you like to play. You don't want to mingle with anyone, right? You sit in your room separately. You just access your phone, and then you also have problems with your cognitive ability. That is, you are unable to learn the things. You are unable to concentrate the things. You are unable to remember the things, and you are unable to recall the things. The complete cognitive function is getting impaired, right? So it is not only affecting the generations coming around, but it is affecting you also. Right now, you are also affected with those things, and your child, your children, they are becoming a passive mind people. Everyone, you are becoming a passive mind people candidate. Like, if I'm exposing myself towards the mobile, if I'm using it every time, definitely I'm not be an will be an active person, I'll become a passive person over there. And another point is, it is leading towards the stress also. How it's leading towards the stress? See, sometimes what happens in your friend circle, right? They have an iPhone and you feel like, he's having an iPhone, but I don't have. Then this is also there. They want to purchase most expensive and latest smartphone. Then even peer pressure is there. Okay. Do you agree with me? Please, are you there with me? If you are there, please keep up a thumb with me. If you agree with me, a thumb emoji, please. So this peer pressure is also there among the front circle. Yes. Thank you for your answers. And then, as we have already discussed, like low grades, definitely because of the impact of the mobile phones, usage of more and more, they are getting deviated from the studies. They are moving from that, and their academic performance is getting low. Your academic performance is getting low, I should say. Then again, because of the anxiety, stress, and depressions faced by the students, completely for 24-hour connection with friends and other people's, somebody comment, somebody says some dislike the post, they get stressed and all these things. Now, with these things, it is actually leading, to the lack of vision also, because of continuous usage of these things. They are not sleeping properly, they are constantly checking their phone, and they want to use it at night, late nights. If they are in separate rooms, they use the phone late nights. Parents are in another room, they don't see that. So what happens, because of the continuous usage at night and at day, lack of vision is also that students are facing nowadays. Mostly we can see all around they are using specs. So again, another impact, harmful is, they are losing self confidence. Children are losing self confidence. And another is, that is, they are also increasing, aggression is increased in the students. They are getting aggressive, more and more aggressive. Suddenly they feel like shouting, screaming over there. If you say something, they don't listen. And all these things are happening, and because of cyberbullying also, because of this is also another, harmful effect of using a iPhone, which is very much important. It's raising the students suicides. So basically I want to say that we can't say no. Please, sir, next slides. We can't say no to a mobile phone. Okay, as we have just now spoken about the, the we were speaking about the effects of brain and on health. Next slide, please. Next slide. Oh, yeah, thank you. So basically, I want to say here that we can't say no to your mobiles because of this technology, right? It is every time using. We need to have our mobiles. We cannot say our children to not to use mobile, but see, but we can limit the usage. But we can limit. Why we can't say no to the mobiles? The first thing is, for example, they require some project to be done, they require mobile. When we want to go outside and we want to connect with our children, we want mobile. So a lot of things are there. A lot of things are there with connection to the mobile. So we can't say directly, don't use your mobiles here. Okay, don't use your mobile. But instead of, you can limit the usage of your mobiles. Now, how we can do this? Please change the slide, sir. How we can do that is, we have to change our thinking. Okay, remember that everyone is more distracted these days, right? So instead of being hard on yourself, use technology to your advantage in creating a steady environment that allows you to excel. That is more important. As we have already seen that lot of harmful effects are there: physical, emotional, social, cognitive. Lot of things are getting affected. So we need to change our thinking first. We have to decide in ourselves that I want to change. How many of you agree and want to change yourself? Please put up a thumb in a chat box. Yes, great. I can see some thumbs in the chat box and they want to change themselves. Of course, really. Thank you. Thank you for that. And we are going to do that. How are we going to do that? Let us see. Now, how to protect our brain? First thing, from your mobile phone. That is how to help yourself to getting distracted is also the important thing. How to stay focused in this. So it's all about protecting our brain. Nowadays, it is very hard to be, staying focused on the things, because while studying or while doing a task, suddenly in your mobile you get some notifications, right? We get some notifications and we start moving around that. We cannot stop ourselves. We cannot stop the social media. And once we click on it, we move into the task. We move to the task of searching on the social media. So any person, basically any person, it can take up 23 minutes to get back to the task after getting distracted. Once you get a distract notification in your mobile phone, you immediately move up to that. Yes, you immediately move to the, uh, you know, immediately move to the mobile phone and you start searching in that. And every 10 minutes, if you are distracted by the messages, instant messages, tweets, Facebook, all these things, then how many times in a day you spend on mobile and you spend on the actual task? I think it will take a long time to finish your task, the exact task. It will take a long time. Please, next slide, sir. So, how do we think we can avoid the distractions? How exactly we can do that? The first thing is we have to pick the right environment. We have to pick the right environment while studying. And we have to make our children study in a proper place where, they get interest in that, where he can get a no chance of getting distracted. I mean to say, he should pay attention to what he is doing, particularly while studying. So, for example, if he's only studying the material for the studies, then he has to also see that whether he is able to do it, read and learning mode is done or not, or whether he required a YouTube live session, sometimes an explanation from the YouTube or 3D effect. These things can also be planned in your this thing uh, environment. So you can give them a proper place, a proper setup where they can actually use those things like visual, auditory. We can say if they are visual learners, they can use some visualized things, and auditory learners, they can listen. So in that way, you have to give a proper environment to your child. Then next is you have to plan it. If you have a proper study plan and outline that what you are going to do, how much time you're going to spend on each topic. For example, if I'm learning science, so in the science chapters are there, they have to prepare a timetable, getting into the detailed plan also. Daily, how much time I have to spend in studying. Now, the another fourth important thing is put your phone in another room. This is for real. Pick your phone and keep it in another room. Ziplock it in your bags. Don't open it. Keep it on silent, I must say. Because phone is our necessity nowadays. We cannot throw it off, right? It's a basic need. So what we have to do is, at least when we are doing our task, we have to see that our phones are not being used much. We have to keep it on silent. And another with this putting your phone in another room, another point here which I want to say, when you are planning your day, you have to see your basic needs also, like drink something. Okay, sit down wherever you are, don't get exhausted, and you take up a proper way to, if you feel hungry and all, you have to have something, snacks and all these things you should plan it. Scheduling breaks here, I want to say that when you have planned up your timetable, okay, you have to set your break time also. Like for example, 1 hour if you have studied, you have to have a break of 10 minutes. Now, this breaking time and schedule breaks, I would like to speak on Pomodoro technique, which is in my another slide. I don't want to disturb now. Let us talk here and then I'll proceed with it. So here I want to say that you have to break it your time so that you focus more with your brains. Now, don't ignore nagging thoughts. That is what, for example, when you're studying, you will definitely get a thought saying that, thinking about, maybe I got a like, maybe I got a message from my colleagues, maybe I have got a message from my cousins. Like that, some nagging thoughts, it will be there. Thoughts will be definitely there, which pops up in our brain. So, simple thing is, whenever you get a thought, you write it down in a paper. Once you write the thought on the paper, you will forget it because your brain gets that imagination, or it gets an intimation that you decide yourself and you write it on the paper that you want to do this task later. So whenever such thing happens, whenever it pops up, you have to write it on the paper and you have to just ignore it. Next slide, sir. So here, I just want to share you that What are the things we constantly try to fight with the distractions, and how can we actually use it in our daily life? We were talking about the distractions, how we are getting distracted every time with the notification, with the from inside only we feel like to use the phone. So what we can do with those things is, first thing, you should wake up early. Early to sleep and early to bed. I mean to say early to be bed and early to rise. This is very important because for the complete brain development also, to be healthy with our physical health and everything, brain health and all, timing is very important. When you wake up early, okay, it is a very best time for studying early in the morning. Before any buzz of your cell phone reach you, before any email reaches you, you start studying from the day starts soon. Because once 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock happens, all the notification starts popping. So better is you start early at night, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. You can start early. Not only whatever we think, in the early morning, whatever we do, it will be very good. It will actually imbibe in our brains. We are able to focus more. We are able to complete early as soon as possible. We can complete it. So we have to actually minimize the, or we can say eliminate the phone distractions. How we can do? Simply we can just close on the notifications. We have to switch off the notifications. Then again, we can also keep our phone on the aeroplane mode, where you can have, I think we all know that we have that settings in our mobile phones, that if any favorite mobile, that is our mother, father, those mobile numbers we can keep in the favorite, and those things only we can attend, which is very important. Others are not important, but we can actually speak to them later, so we can easily close it off. We can do it airplane mode and place it out of our sight and reach. This is very much important. And the technique which I told you, the Pomodoro technique, this technique is a 25-minute block time technique. Actually, it is a time management technique. How to do that? What you have to do is you have to set a timer of 25 minutes and start your task. Okay. Then, if a distraction pops into your head, write down on the paper and return to your task. As I told you, you have to write it down on a paper, thinking of you will do it later, and you should come back to your task. Then, when the buzzer rings after 25 minutes, check mark on your paper, take a 5-minute break, then come back to your cycle again of 25 minutes, repeat 4 times, repeat 4 times, and take a 30-minute break after that. That is, every 25 minutes, you are taking 5-minute break. In that way, you are completing 2 hours. After 2 hours, you take a 30-minute break. And if required, you repeat it. So these things help you to focus on your task and complete the uh, learning or action, whatever it is. It will help you. Another point here is lock down your laptop. To avoid this, distractions and all, even your laptop is very much important. You have to close the notification, anti-social notification, everything, because once you start moving with the notification, you are going to waste your time online for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours continuously. We know that. We are all going through that, right? Do you agree with me? Are we going through it? Can I see the thumbs? If you agree, please type agree, or you can use your thumb emoji. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your answers. So what we have to do is we have to find more ways to engage ourselves in learning. Actually, we have to search some things which where we can actually get into the concept of learning and study. As students, when we get distracted, when I get distracted, you can say, start procrastinating because I don't want to read another textbook or chapter. Then I have to look out for some other way where I can have a fun way of learning. Like I can say you an example, if I'm studying an evolution topic or a photosynthesis topic, instead of reading the textbook again and again, I can use up a virtual lab. There is a virtual lab by name Labster. Okay, there you can actually see the things. You can learn some concept using the 3D animations that Labster app provides that. And there are a lot of gamification apps also, storytelling elements also. With your topics only, you can actually learn something. You have lot of math apps, those things you can use so that you keep on learning. Its Labster app is there, gamification apps are there. It's already available on the social media. Like you can search on the Play Store or Google Chrome. You'll find a lot of apps wherein students can actually use those things. Like we have, right? A lot of apps are there. They are giving some free topics, free things are also available if you just subscribe them. Okay, don't you think, right? Yeah, I feel like everyone around us, when we watch television like YouTube, films on Netflix, everything, we spend our 3 hours together, even on the Insta, even on the Twitter, even on the Facebook, we spend 3 hours straight together without blinking our eyes. But it's very unfortunate. We really feel hard to study. Do you agree? Yes, of course, YouTube shorts also. Everywhere, we just move around, move around, move around, one by one, everything. Our time goes off. 3 hours, 4 hours, whole night also burns with that. But when we try to study, if someone says us to read a book, we can't complete 4 pages also. Yes, scrolling never stops. But studying, we feel bored. We get distracted easily. That's what I said you, that we need to change ourselves. We have to decide in ourselves what is prior. Today we will be studying. We have to study. So you can use these type of things like Pomodoro techniques and all. You have to decide yourself. Yes. Then again for a routine, like whatever the rest of the time is being there, we are getting distracted and all. We have to limit ourselves, right? Next slide, sir. Excuse me. Next slide. Yes. So the major problem starts from being a parent. Okay, being a parent only it starts. When your child born, he or she moves into the age, we start giving them smartphones earlier. Too fast. 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, baby. We are giving it them. Right? We are giving the mobiles to them so that we can do our household work. We can complete our chatting with neighbors. We can sit leisurely. We can do these things. Do you agree with me? Are we not introducing the smartphone too early to our children? Do you agree with me? Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. Agreeing with me. So, what you have to do? Give them some physical activities so that they get started engaging themselves in those things from childhood and they get habituated to that. And we all know, I think, if you do any activity for 21 days, it is a psychological effect that we get it into a habit of that. We start getting into a routine of that. We get that. Yes. So from childhood, you start giving them. Yes. Of course, someone wants to say that because of COVID, it is getting worse. Yes, not only COVID, it was before also children used to spend time more. So what you have to do is when you give your children mobile phone, limit the access. Give them an appropriate, appropriate things to do on, like playing, or it can be, I can say what we should say, uh, apps. There are number of apps actually. There are number of apps which we are doing using it. Then we can also say that learning apps are there, games apps are there. Lot of things are there where we can actually ask children to use those things for their better improvement. And also you can ask them to limit the screen time. You can ask them to limit the screen time in this. For example, uh, give them the mobile, ask them to use the mobile for half an hour. You set a time, you set a timer for that. And after that, don't give them the mobile. If they cry also, I must say, don't give them. If they are saying you, like we say normally, they, what do they do actually at last? They cry only. They say they become very, frustrated, they become angry, they start crying, they shout, they scream, whatever. Once you have said to not to use the phone now, it should be no for every time. You yourself being a parent, be on rules, strict rules first. Give them the time limit, and then give them a variety of activities. I can say creative works. Give them colors to draw. Ask them to draw something. Not always give them studying, study material to study. That will not help. Give them a place to where they can actually improve their complete holistic development, holistic health. Outdoor games are important. Give them outdoor activities. Give them some fun events. How many of you, I must ask, are sending their children to park daily for playing an half an hour? You feel like, yeah, how many of you send? You just say, if you're sending, you say, yes, I'm sending. Yes, you can type it in a chat box. You're sending them to park to play. Many parents, most of them, they stop children to go on park, to go in the park, to play outside. They don't want them. Yes, they don't want them to go for outdoor games, not at all, or no outdoor activities, because they may get spoiled with the outdoor children, right? And once a while, and Saturday and Sunday, it's not like that. They feel bored. They want them. If you want an holistic development of your child, you have to send them for outdoor activities. So these things are very important as a parent for students, for your children. You have to think it of how to actually make them stop using the smartphones. That is only the way where you can, ask them to move around more than sitting at one place. Passive things should be stopped. Then next slide, you have to give your children quality time also. You have to give them children quality time, right? No phones during family time. That is also most important. Excuse me, sir. Next slide. So this is also very much important. Spending a quality time with your children. That is, engage them with yourself. Play with them. Play with games. Okay, games. Then if you start mingling with them, you start speaking with them. They don't want any social friends. They no need to be a, they will not spend more time, to for emotional I must say emotional things are like dependent on the social media. They will spend more time over there. We have to engage them with ourselves. You speak to them, become friend, and talk to them. Spend some time playing games. Spend more time with your children. Introduce social media also. Those things also can be limited, as I have discussed. So when you're spending your time with children, don't use phone. Lot of people while eating also they scroll on the mobile phone. Lot of people, the children will be playing around and they will be using the mobile phone. Your children will be learning, you will be using a mobile phone as a parent. So first you yourself decide whether your child should stop using the mobile phone. Then you decide that I will be changing my mind today and I will be stopping my using of mobile phone. You yourself as a parent should stop. Of course, we can say our husbands uses that. I understand. This is a major problem we are facing. I can see some people chatting over here, dropping their message saying that their husband does. Yes, it is a major problem. In every family, when a parent, when a mother is restricting something and father does that. As a mother, you say your child not to use mobile phone while eating, your husband does that, father does that. So first, counsel your husbands. Think of, decide yourself, what do you want exactly in your life for the welfare of the students, for the welfare of your children. So as a parent, you have to restrict yourself, limit the usage of the phone. Automatically, your children will get benefit. Then, as a parent also, you have a parent control apps. Lot of parent control apps are there. When you're giving your mobile to children, you can use these apps. You can, restrict the usage of lot of apps. You can have in that you have some options. Like for example, YouTube, if they are using, you can off that. That means when they try to open, it will not open in their mobiles. Then even you can keep a timing on the apps for 1 hour. It automatically get closed. Yes, these things are very much important. By using the parent control apps, you can do these things, and these are available in the Google Chrome by paying some charges. So how many of you feel now that you are going to change yourself, or you are going to use the phone for limited things? Are you agreeing with me? Can you keep up a thumb in the chat box? uh, okay, great. So next slide, sir. So I feel the topic which we have done today regarding the mobile distraction, where the children are unable to use their ability, or increase the focus in their studies, it actually lies in our hands, in our way. Being a student also, I should say, it is in our hand. We have to stop ourselves by using. We can use it, right? We can use it's not going anywhere. It is your mobile, it is lying over there. After doing a task, you take it. As a parent, you can give it in this way. So this is what all about, how to overcome the mobile distractions and increasing focus. So thank you very much for being with me, listening to me all years. Over to Nasir sir. Yes, of course. You can download, someone is asking me in the chat box. You can download selected videos also for the children for seeing. Yes, of course, you can do that. Because we cannot restrict ourselves from mobile nowadays. Technology is more important. So we have to use it on our benefit. Our benefit is important. Yes, sir. Thank you. Any questions? Anyone would like to ask? Nasir sir, are you there? Okay, anyone would like to ask me any question?
जी, I am there. जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. इंशाल्लाह we'll have a question answer session अभी, because अभी हमारे पास 10 minutes बाकी हैं. तो जिसके पास भी anything related to this topic, आप questions कर सकते हैं इंशाल्लाह. और हमारे स्पीकर है रेडी आपके सवाल का जवाब देने के लिए.
Someone is asking me that they want to know about the parental apps. See, parental apps, if you type in the Google Chrome itself, monitor the kids, you will get a lot of apps over there. For example, there are some apps which I know, even in the Google, you have that parental app. Parental app in your phones also you have. Like Norton app is there. You have a Google Chrome in your email IDs. You have a parental access kabhi, you have that. You have to select the apps in that which a child can see, which they should not see. Like that, lot of apps are available in the market, I should say, on the Google Chrome. Just search it on the Google, saying a parental app. You will get a lot of apps, but they are all chargeable actually. And if you use Google app, it's free of cost. With that app, you can actually control your child. Any other question? If
जी, एक क्वेश्चन आया था कि अब फादर का बिजनेस पूरा इट रन्स ऑन स्मार्टफोन, तो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर द फादर टू नॉट यूज द मोबाइल फोन excessively and even in front of children.
yes, True, true. Then in that case, actually, I must say all trainers are going through that, not only father, mothers also. So it is the most important thing is when a father is using the phone only for the job purpose, a child can understand. And I can also understand. If he's spending his time on the social media by seeing the post and movie, I think child can see. He can see whether my father is doing a job or he is just moving a post on the social media. He's just seeing the shots on the social media. And that restriction can be done. He can avoid those things. Right. Another thing is if he's spending his time by posting his product actually on Amazon or something, and he's very much busy in doing those things, I think a child understand those things. It's nothing to be get differentiate, and you should say them. They can understand. What I told is the same thing. No, don't spend time on the purposes where we are doing the task. Like while eating, you are using mobile phone, right? When your children are studying, you are using the mobile phone.
जी जी जज़ाकल्लाह खैर। अभी एक दो क्वेश्चंस चैट में आए हैं कि the problem for studying is not only concentration and distraction but also it is causing lack of interest. How to deal with it?
Just a second. The problem of studying is not only concentration and distraction, lack of interest. Of course, it's a correct point you have raised. Good question. Children itself they lack interest in studying. This is the major thing. So, how to create interest among children? If you are a teacher, you have to first not only counsel them, you have to first be friendly with the child, so that once they love your companionship or your accept you as a facilitator, then automatically they start loving the subject. This is my point, actually. It's my funda. I feel like when you're friendly, you are able to do the work on their emotional skills. When you try to talk to them, you deal with them. Okay, the main core of their interest, if you find out, then you can uh, actually be a facilitator, guider, supporter to a student. Then they feel loving you, then they love the subject, and automatically it create interest. And creating interest is all about the learning style of a teacher. I mean, teaching style of a teacher. A child learns. How does he learn? Nowadays, chalk and talk method is gone, right? You have to make them learn with the physical movement. Kinesthetic learners are there, visual learners are there. These things are creating interest among students, and you can use all these techniques being a teacher so that they get interested. I hope I have answered the question. Another question is, can you elaborate, can you add a point on the impact of giving phone by parents during their feeding their kids? How to avoid this activity? Yes. See, being a parent want to be on a comfort zone, actually. I must say this. Whether a mother or a father, they want to be in a comfort zone. So while, feeding a child, um, mostly what we see is while we feed a child starts roaming in the house. They move here and there. They walk in the room to next room to hall. Everywhere they start walking. And mother, she feels very tired and she does not want to move back of that child, and she gives a mobile phone to the child. Now, you tell me whether the child is asking you a phone or mother is feeling like to sit at one place and feed. So you can decide that. Being a parent, if you want your children to not to get exposure to the mobiles, you should not give them the mobile and make them sit there. This activity does not happen in one day. It is coming from the early years. When the child is of 6 months or 7 months, you give them the mobile and make them sit in one place and start feeding. So you yourself decide that you don't want to give as a parent mobile to your child, and you should roam back to them and you should give them, feed them. So this is more important. Hope I have answered this question. Okay, like somebody is asking me to how to increase concentration and focus.
जी, we have just 2 minutes left, तो हम इंशाल्लाह ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन ले लेंगे और स्क्रीन पर इंशाल्लाह एक पोल नजर आएगा। ऑडियंस से रिक्वेस्ट है कि अगर ये पोल आप फिल करेंगे तो एक फीडबैक फॉर्म है, हमको हमारे सेशंस को इम्प्रूव करने में हेल्प होगी। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर, ये लास्ट क्वेश्चन हम ले लेंगे इंशाल्लाह।
See, the problem about this concentration and increasing the focus or increasing in creating interest among children, engaging them, it actually starts from classroom itself. How to increase the concentration is when this is all about the cognitive process actually. You have to use some attention grabbers in your classroom before your topic. I think you all know the lesson plan and the objective of your lesson plan. Before that, you have to, plan some engaging tools or, some activity before you start up a class so that you gain their concentration towards you. Anyone in your class will never concentrate for 30 minutes continuously in your class. So to grab their attention or make them concentrate, you have to plan out some activities in your lesson so that they get attracted towards you and they stay connected with you. So I can say you have to properly plan your lesson plan and plan out the activities in your 45 minutes of period to engage the child, to increase their concentration. A lot of things are there for increasing the concentration, or there are a lot of brain gym exercises also, which you can do for a minute in your classroom. They feel good. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I have seen some feedbacks also. Thank you for that.